Welcome back to Splendid Tales, the channel where ordinary moments twist into stories so wild you'll swear they were written by fate itself. If you're enjoying this journey already, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe because oh, this one's about to go nuclear. The grocery store on Maple Street was supposed to be a calm stop for bananas, bread, and maybe a discount rotisserie chicken. Shoppers bustled around, kids begged for candy bars, the intercom hummed about aisle specials, ordinary, boring, safe until the air cracked like glass under pressure. It started with an old woman, silver hair tight in a bun, clutching her cart like it was her life raft. She spotted a tall black man browsing cereal, calm as sunlight, and just like that, poison dripped from her lips. Go back to Africa, she barked, voice cutting through the aisle. People froze. The clatter of carts died. You could hear a child drop a lollipop stick. The insult hung heavy, like smoke in the lungs. The man lifted his eyes, slow and steady, like he was staring at a storm, and weighing whether to walk through it or simply blow it away with his breath. The woman wasn't finished. She jabbed her finger, trembling with fury, spitting insults that felt carved out of centuries-old hate. You people don't belong here. Taking jobs, ruining neighborhoods. Her words weren't just words. They were barbed hooks, cruel enough to draw blood if allowed. And yet the man didn't flinch. His calm stood taller than her rage. His silence wasn't weakness, it was weight, a silence that made everyone watching squirm. Shoppers whispered, some embarrassed, some furious, some simply stunned at the audacity. The aisle had turned into an arena, and every eye was locked on what would happen next. If you're hooked already, drop a like and subscribe. This story is just heating up. The woman's voice rose, shrill, like a rusty whistle cutting through glass. This is our country, not yours. Parasites, the lot of you, she sneered, shaking her bony hand like she was casting a curse. A younger shopper gasped out loud, whispering, "Is she serious?" Phones were already sliding out of pockets, cameras tilted, red record dots blinking. The black man finally moved, not a step forward, not a swing, just a slow lift of his hand, palm up, like he was steadying the whole storm. His expression? Calm, almost amused, as though her hate was a tantrum from a child who'd missed nap time. "Ma'am," he said, his voice smooth as steel wrapped in velvet. "You dropped something." She blinked, confused. "What?" "Your dignity. Might want to pick it up before it's too late." The aisle erupted. Half the crowd laughed nervously. The other half clapped quietly, like they weren't sure if this was real life or a comedy sketch gone rogue. The woman's face burned crimson. She stomped her foot. "Don't you dare mock me!" The man leaned on his cart, tilting his head, eyes cutting through her like glass. "Mock you? Lady, you came prepackaged." That line? Nuclear. Shoppers burst into uncontrollable laughter, some doubling over near the discount bread rack. The woman's jaw dropped, rage boiling, but every comeback she reached for sounded like static in her throat. The man hadn't raised his voice, hadn't lifted a finger, yet he was winning the war without even breaking a sweat. Like what you're hearing so far? Smash that like button and subscribe to Splendid Tales, because this is just the appetizer. The crowd thickened, carts abandoned like soldiers fleeing battle. Everyone wanted front row seats. The old woman, now redder than a fire alarm, jabbed her finger again. "You're nothing but a thief. People like you drain the system, leeching off honest folk." The man chuckled, low and effortless. "Honest folk? You're stealing oxygen right now, but I don't see anyone calling security." The crowd howled, laughter ricocheting off shelves stacked with soup cans. A teenager shouted, "She got cooked!" and nearly dropped his phone. She tried again, voice quivering with fury. "You should be grateful you're even allowed here." The man straightened, eyes locked on hers. "Allowed? Lady, I was born here, paid my taxes, served in the army while you were probably yelling at squirrels in your yard. If anyone doesn't belong here, it's the hate you're dragging around like a diseased pet." The silence afterward was electric. Even the store's intercom, mid-announcing "buy one, get one free apples," fizzled into static, as though refusing to interrupt. She sputtered, searching for ammo, but the phones pointed at her drained her strength. Every second of her rage was being immortalized, uploaded, captioned. She realized too late she wasn't just fighting him. She was fighting a digital firing squad. The man smirked. "Smile. You're about to trend for all the wrong reasons." Gasps, laughter, and one guy in the back yelling, "World Star," filled the aisle. Viewers, if you're loving this nuclear roast session, don't forget to like and subscribe to Splendid Tales. Trust me, the next twist will have your jaw on the floor. By now, the aisle was a circus. Kids on parents' shoulders, workers pretending to restock chips just to stay close, and phones, so many phones, catching every second. The woman's fury collapsed into panic. She waved her arms wildly. "Stop recording! This isn't fair!" The man folded his arms, cool as ice. "Fair? You came at me with centuries of hate, and now you're upset because truth doesn't edit well?" His words cut like a blade dipped in honey, sweet enough to sting twice. The crowd cheered. Someone shouted, "Say it louder!" Another yelled, "Netflix special right here!" The woman lunged forward, grabbing his cart as if to shake control back. He didn't budge. Instead, he leaned in just enough for his voice to drop, calm but booming like thunder in her chest. "You told me to go back to Africa. Funny thing is, my ancestors were dragged here in chains. Meanwhile, yours probably snuck off a boat running from debts or goats. So tell me, who really doesn't belong?" The aisle exploded. Laughter, clapping, even a cashier who abandoned her register just to scream, "Preach!" The woman's knees buckled. She let go of the cart, stumbling backward, hands trembling. Her humiliation was complete, not because he yelled, but because he didn't need to. Security finally escorted her out, but by then, the damage was eternal. Her face, her words, her downfall, viral, unstoppable, forever etched into the internet's memory. And as the man walked away, calm as ever, the crowd parted for him like royalty. If that didn't make you drop your jaw, you need to rewind. This has been Splendid Tales. Hit that like, smash subscribe, and stick around. The next story? Even spicier.